Hey everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. It is Tumbler day again. I got another order. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing a tumbler so soon, but since I got an order, I thought you guys might like to see it. So this is a 20-ounce double-walled stainless steel tumbler, same as I always use, but this is a 20-ounce. This person's name is Tracy. It was ordered for her. I don't think she knows she's getting it. So I do have 3 pictures that are going on this one. These are Tracy's fur babies. This one is called Lexi. So I will have their names on the tumbler as well. This poodle is called Athena. And then this one that is still drying is called Layla. So what I did was I printed the pictures on my printer on vinyl, so it's sticky back vinyl, and then I took Mod Podge acrylic sealer, and this is in matte, that's why they look pretty dull, otherwise they were nice and glossy. I put 2 really good coats of this on there and they are drying, so those will not, like the ink won't come off on the resin when I put the resin on later, so they have plenty of time to dry because I'm not going to get that till tomorrow or the next day. So the next thing I did was I filled this little bottom hole that was inset with some UV resin, and I cured it. I didn't use the high viscosity one. I just used my regular one. And I cured it for a couple minutes. It's rock solid and that will not come out. So I just want to make sure that the bottom is flat because I'm going to be putting a care sticker on the bottom of this later. So the next thing I'm going to do, this is going to be a Tack It method where we're going to lay the glitter down. And I'm going to go spray paint this with metallic gold. The reason I'm doing gold is because I'm going to be using my Crown of Gold glitter, which is a chunky medium fine glitter mix that I have available. I will link it below along with everything else that I'm using in the description box. So if you're wondering what I'm using, that's the place to look. So if some of this does not lay down, because that's not a fine glitter, and fine glitters do the best to cover the whole thing, these don't. So if it does miss a spot, you're going to have the metallic gold behind it, so you won't ever know that it's missing a spot. And then once that's dry, we're going to put some resin on there, get a nice coat of resin on, and then we'll start adhering the vinyl pictures in some random places. Then I'm going to take some washi tape. I don't know what color yet. And I'm just going to frame out the pictures on there. I'll put their names on. I might put Tracy's name on. I'm not quite sure yet. So we're just going to kind of build this as we go since I didn't have much instruction other than the 3 dogs and she likes bling. So that's what I'm going with right now. So let me go outside. I'm going to go spray paint this. I'm going to put the arm on it so I don't have to hold it with my hand. So I'll be able to hold it with the arm and spray paint it, let it completely dry, and then we will start with the Tack It method. It is looking good. It's all painted, top, bottom, rims, everything. So what I'm going to do now is take my Tack It over and over glue. If you have not seen this procedure before, what I do is I take the glue and I water it down 50-50, put it in a little jar, shake it up real good. This is going to dry tacky, obviously, tack it, and clear. So what I do is I put one nice coat on with this nice wide brush. I will link everything below. A lot of people want to know where I got this brush. This came in like a package of 6 or 8. I don't remember. It was very inexpensive. I'm going to take it, get nice even coats on here. I'm going to let it dry. When it's completely dry, I'm going to do it again a second time and then dry it again. Once it's completely dry with 2 coats, then we're going to go ahead and adhere all the glitter nice and flat. Especially if you're using a chunky glitter, you want that glitter to lay as flat as possible on your cup. So this is the perfect way to get that done. So definitely stick around if you haven't seen it. This might be a game changer. You can use this on molds too. I've done it on coaster molds when I wanted glitter to lay flat. It works the best with holographic glitter. That's really probably why this technique came about, because when the holographic glitter lays flat, you get all those pretty colors. But you can use it on any kind of glitter. This one is partial holographic and some of it's not because it is a mix. Now this is a shiny metallic paint, which I don't generally use, so it's going to separate like that. But with a couple of coats, it should be okay. Now, if you have a heat source available, like I have my Tumbler curing machine, which has a constant hot flow of air, I'm going to stick that in there so it'll dry quicker. Then I'm going to go back and do it again. And as soon as it's ready, we will move on to the next step. That is amazing. So if you have a Tumbler curing machine, that is the answer. So both coats were put on and dried in like 15 minutes. So instead of waiting about 20 minutes per coat, 15 minutes both coats, put it in a nice warm environment. It doesn't have to be a curing machine, but that's what I happen to have. That's convenient. So what you're going to do is you take your glitter, have a piece of paper laying down here so you can catch all your extra. You're just going to pour it all over your cup. Don't worry, we're not wasting anything. Make sure it's on real good. Some bare spots there. Oh, this is gonna be pretty. Now, before you start rubbing it in, you want to take your paper. I'm just gonna set this aside for a minute and save your glitter. Whoops. All right, now that you got that done, take your finger with a gloved hand and just rub your glitter in. Just rub it down and it's all gonna lay flat. The extra is just gonna come off. Not only will it look good and holographic, but you will not have to do a ton of sanding and use a ton of resin trying to get over all that chunky glitter. And then once it's laid down, there's no more waiting. We can get some resin on this thing. So we're going to want a coat of resin. See all that? That's how you get your holographic look with your glitter. Now this one I'm going to save. Some of the holographics really fine, I don't because of the glue that gets on it, but this I barely put any pressure on this one to get it to lay down, so all the glue is on the cup. So I'm just going to get this over to the spinner, wipe off any extras. You could take a brush, get all your extra off before you go putting resin on it so you're not wasting resin, and it'll save you some time in the end. All that extra really fine stuff that's not stuck. Okay, I'll meet you over there. All right, so I have mixed up 20 milliliters of my Fast Set by Counterculture DIY. This is my favorite resin for tumblers. It's not the only one I use, but it is my favorite because it is fast and you can get it done. And now it is more expensive than other ones, but in my opinion, the time that it saved me is worth the extra few dollars that you pay for it. For another dimension of glitter, I did drip in a few drips of my Marabou alcohol ink. It's a rainbow glitter. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a coat of resin on this, nice and thin, doesn't have to be thick, just good enough for the vinyl to stick to. So you don't want to put vinyl right onto the paint because if you have to readjust it, you're going to pull the paint and the glitter off. Then you're going to have to start all over. So make sure you cover your tumbler. Now I didn't seal it first because the glitter is the same glitter over the entire cup, so it doesn't matter if the glitter moves. It shouldn't move, but there's probably some loose pieces on here that might come off, but it doesn't matter because, like I said, now if you're doing like a two-tone glitter or a like ombre effect, which is two-tone or more, then you're going to want to spray seal your glitter in so when you do put your resin on that it's not going to move out of place when you do put it on. So I'm just going to get this nice and level, and I will spray it with my not spray it, but I'm going to heat it with my torch to pop any bubbles. And this stuff, like I said, sets up fast. You do have to work quickly with it. I generally don't mix up more than 3 cups at a time when I'm working with this because it gets sticky too quickly. So that's a good sign that you're going to be able to finish a tumbler fairly quickly, especially if you start in the morning. Start in the morning, you can get one done by evening with this particular brand. That's why I like it. I'm just going to pop some bubbles, even though you really can't see them. I know that they're there. I'm going to put my curing machine over it just to speed it up a little bit faster than already fast. Get that in place. So you just put that over it. You put the door in the front. There's a little door. You pop that right over it to hold in all the heat. And turn it on and it'll automatically go off in its normal setting. I think it's an hour or maybe an hour and a half. I don't remember. It is the next day. It is dry, and now would be the time if there's anything to sand down, any little bumps, take some sandpaper and sand it down. But this one is really, honestly, pretty smooth, probably because we started with such a smooth surface. So now we're just going to start putting the pictures and the decals on, and just kind of know what you're going to do. I think I'm going to just kind of do little offset type thing, crooked look. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. Since there's 3 of them, if there were 2, I would probably put them straight, one on the front and one on the back. But since there's 3, I'm just gonna kind of put them crooked. All right, so press them down where there will be no bubbles underneath. And once we have all the decals in place, we're going to put sealer on it. There's one. That's going to hold in, the sealer is going to hold in all these sticky pieces so they don't come lifting up. Let's see, this one we're going to do this. And then one more here. I did have to cut these down a little bit more because the 20 ounce is a little bit smaller than the 30. So I had to trim off some sides to get them all to fit. And this one, we're going to do like this. I'm going to get the sticker for the bottom and also their names. Here's the bottom. Just try to get it as centered as you can. And then I will go grab their names. All right, I'm going to start with her name. I think I'm going to do it kind of the same. Hopefully I'm not hitting anything. I should have checked. All right. Oops. Grab my... All right, now I don't have these ready. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. And now the poodle is called Athena. We're gonna put that on the side. Whoops. And then let's see, the gray dog is Lexi. which I think will go below. And then Layla, which I did pretty thin. Whoops, I forgot to weed this one first. There we go. You can reuse your transfer tape as many times as you can, as long as it's sticky. Generally, I hate transfer tape, but it's working for me today. Layla is the black one. Okay, I'm going to put that one underneath. Then I'm going to go find some washi tape and frame the pictures out. And then we're going to get it sealed. And a couple coats of resin. And this one will be done. Oops. There we go. Okay, we got Layla, Athena, Tracy, and Lexi. All right, let me go find some tape. I'm just going to continue on with the black theme, since I think her favorite color is black anyway. So we're just going to go with that. It'll look good with the gold classic colors. So you're just going to follow the picture all the way around. I will get this sped up for you so you don't have to sit through all this. All right, I'm going to cover it with this quick coat urethane sealer. This is made by Counterculture DIY as well. And I'm going to cover the whole thing, the bottom, the pictures, the vinyl, everything. This way when it'll stay in place when the resin goes on and nothing will come out of place. And also the resin sticks nice. I never get fish eyes if I use sealer before my resin. Most likely because it's made by the same people that the resin is made from. Or maybe not, I don't know. But I know that it works. And this only takes maybe 15 to 20 minutes to dry. Just getting all that washi tape sealed in. That's the main thing I'm worried about, is the washi tape, because they're not very sticky. And if I ever had a problem, it's with the tape. Not so much with the vinyls. So just make sure it's on all those seams. All right, I'm just going to let it spin until it's dry. It is all done, you guys. Another one in the books. Here is the finished product. Took about 5 coats, and that's because of the washi tape. So if you don't use washi tape, that's what sits out the most that has to be covered. Here's the bottom. Everything looks great. I didn't even need to sand this one down. So to finish it off, we're just going to go around this edge, which doesn't look too bad. Get any resin that has adhered to the rim off. Comes right off, no big deal. And then we're going to take some acetone and a paper towel and clean out the inside from the spray paint. Give it a wash down with some soapy water. Package it up and send it off. There you go. Easy peasy. I'll get you some final pictures. Thanks for coming in and checking out another Tumbler on my channel. If you liked it, please subscribe. I got all kinds of stuff on this channel, from one thing to the next every day. And if you are subscribed, thanks for coming back, you guys. I really appreciate you watching. You guys all have a blessed day. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned for the last pictures. Bye-bye.